And now let's delete the old code. Okay, so I will try to do something, a small project based on the position in the CSS. So you have to just observe what we are doing, and in the end, it will give some meaningful meaning to what we are doing. So let's create a two div. One div has a class of container, and inside that div, I will write, let's say, hello baby, something, anything, hello dear. And then I will start with one span tag, with class of box, and here I will put something. Maybe I can say I am in, something like that. Okay, so I created one span tag inside the div tag, and I put something here, hello dear, and I put I am in here. Let's create two properties. One is called as two selectors. One is dot containers, and another is dot box. Now we will give some style sheet to box and some style sheet to the container. So let's open in the Chrome, and then so it's saying hello dear, I am in. Both are coming in the same line. Now we will try to give some properties. So first property I will give to container. So let's give some properties to container. Okay, so let's start giving property to container. I will say border bottom. Border bottom means I am giving some border on the bottom side of the container. And what I am saying, it should be 1 pixel, dotted, and which color? Black color. So you will see the whole div will get the border of bottom to this whole div, because I give border bottom of 1 pixel. Now I will give the position of a relative. Yesterday we saw when we have two div, one on the top parent we give the position of relative or absolute, and in the child one we always give the position of absolute. So since this is the parent, div is the parent, so I will give the position of relative or absolute. Right now I am interested in relative. I can give absolute also depending on my requirement. Maybe I will try to do absolute and see how it looks. Okay, let's do relative first and we'll experiment with absolute if required. I give relative position. I will not do right now anything. And let's try to now give something to the box, that is a span. I am in is a box, I am in is a span, and hello dear is a div. And now I will give some properties to this box. So in the parent one, I give the position relative. Child one, I will give the position of absolute. So I will say position absolute. So in the child one, that is a box one, I give the position of absolute. Let's give the width, some width to it, so that I know what is the size. Width of, for example, 120 pixel. I give the width of 120 pixel. Let's give the color, background color of black, and we will give the color of white so that I can see the text. I will give color of white, so it is white color. Let's give the padding of 15 pixel top or 5 pixel top, right side 0 pixel, left side bottom 5 pixel, and left side 0 pixel. We can give any. I'm just giving some sample. Main thing is we need to consider how the positions are related in the top and bottom and the parent and child. These extra properties are, in addition, they are not really related to what we are really doing. I will also give border radius, which we haven't learned it. We will learn it in few days. It's called border radius of, let's say, 6 pixel. Once I give 6 pixel, it becomes little nice looking box. Right? It's a nice looking box. So I give the border pixel of. Now, if I go to parent container, let's try to give it absolute and see. Okay. Okay. So right now I am giving absolute to the top one. I could give the relative also, but for my demo, absolute works more appropriate. So I give the position absolute in the top and bottom also absolute. Bottom should always be that is, the child should always be the absolute one. Parent can be either relative or it can be absolute. Now what I want to do is I want to hide this black box. And when you mouse over the top one, I want to display this black box. So let's make one more property, text align for center. So second one is I am in the center. So what I will do now, I will copy this all properties. I will copy this property which I created here, and I will put in my Dreamweaver in the box one, so that when I refresh the page, I should have the same properties available. And I will go to the container, and I will copy these two properties, and I will paste here. Okay, so we have now all the properties. Even if I refresh it, I will get the same looks. Okay, now I want to make one property. I want to hide this first. Should be hidden initially. So to hide it, I will add one more property that is called as visibility equal to hidden. Once I say visibility equal to hidden, my black box will be hidden. Now I want to take mouse over on this hello dear. As soon as I take mouse over on hello dear, that black box should come. So how to make that one? So to make that one, I will say I want to take the mouse over on the container, that is the main container. So here I will say dot container colon hover. So the hover is a property that is whenever mouse goes over the div, do these changes. Whatever I am writing will happen. So whenever I put mouse on the container, hover means when I put mouse over the container, then I want to change the property of box, because box is invisible. I will change the property of box. So I will say dot box. This statement means whenever I put mouse, hover means mouse. Whenever I put mouse on the container and then I get space and I will say dot box, then the box should be having these properties. So meaning of this statement is like this. When we hover over the container, then the box property should be, I will say visibility equal to visible. So initially it is hidden, but when I take the mouse over the container means hello dear, then the box property, that is the box selector, should become visible. So initially this part is invisible. As soon as I Okay, it got disconnected. Are you there? Hello?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. So
It got disconnected for
yeah, for a moment it got disconnected. I will explain this again. So dot container hover. Hover means mouse over on the container. When I put mouse over on the container, then the box should be visible. So I said dot box should have this property when I mouse over on the container. Otherwise, if I remove the mouse from here, it will be having default property of visibility hidden. So it will be hidden all the time. Only when I put mouse over on the container, the visibility of this box will be visible. So you got this meaning of this?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take and refresh it. So as soon as I put mouse over on it, that I'm in box is visible. If I take mouse away, it is not visible, because this property is saying whenever you mouse over, then make the box visible. Otherwise, it is hidden. So when I take mouse here, it is in, and when I take mouse over, it's gone. This is called tooltip. So we made a simple tooltip here. When in the practical you will work, you may create something ready tooltip. You can find something, but for interview they will ask you sometime to create the tooltip. So this is the exercise which you have to show. So you have to first build a div and put some content here, and then you have to build a span, and all hidden content will go into this box. Then you have to give border, or if you don't give this, it's fine. Main thing is position. The top one should have position of absolute or relative. Both will fine, but in relative you have to modify a little bit. But if you put absolute, it's fine. So I put top container as absolute, and box child should always be absolute. You cannot put relative here, otherwise it will not work. It doesn't get the meaning. You give some weight, give some color, give some background, just give some padding. If you don't give, then also it's fine. Give some border radius. If you don't give, it's fine. Text align. If you don't give, it's fine. And visibility hidden. You have to make the visibility hidden in the initially. And then when you put the dot container hover, that means I'm putting mouse on the top container, then box should be visible. And if I remove the mouse from the top container, box should get the visibility of hidden. So this is the small exercise which you have to do when they will ask to build a tooltip in interview. So you got this. Only thing you have to make this absolute plus visibility hidden. The rest, all these things are width is needed. Yes, all these things are meaningless. If I refresh it, at least I am able to do the functionality, right? That is what they expect. You should be able to do functionality. These are something little more extra looks kind of thing, which has little more in the looks wise. It looks little more good. So make this position absolute. Make this position absolute. Give some width. Make visibility hidden. And when we are putting mouse over on the main container, make the box visible. So this is how you will build it. I will put this in chat. Now we will modify this to a more complex one. So this is just the basic one. I put it in the chat. Now let's make it little complex. So what I will do, I will copy this and I will paste again. If I copy this and paste again, and if I refresh, okay, let's see what I think it is not updated. Okay, so we need to give some, for example, BR tags, distinguish between the two. Okay, so if I take mouse over on the 2, I am saying this message. If I'm taking mouse over on the first, I am getting this message. So we can build this n number of times tooltips with different tooltips. Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's make little more complex. I will give the parent div. I will create one big div and I will put all other in the child. So I will put one parent div and I'll give just some styling there. I will say border 1 pixel, solid black, width equal to, let's say, 600 pixel, height equal to 600 pixel, and I will say position relative margin, or even if I don't put position relative, let's say margin auto to make it center. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, so my everything is in the center. Let's make 2 more div. So I have 3, and here it's a 4, and here I'm saying 4, and here saying 3. So I have 4 div container with 4 boxes inside it, and 4 will behave in the same way as the first one is behaving. I can get tooltip for each one. Okay, now we will modify each one little bit. So let's try to modify first one. If I want, see my box is below it. Can you see my box is below it? If I want to make the box on the right side, that is here, I want this box on the right side. So what additional property you want to do change on the box so that it goes to the right side? Let's think on it. Yeah, left is fine, right? You are correct. So since I want to move to the right side, I will create one class called as right, and I will put some properties here, and I will give this right property to the top one. Right property to the top one, so that it should get it should move to the right side. So let's try to see what should we give so that it should go to the right side. Now I will refresh the page and then we will put some properties on it. So first thing is, since we want to move on the right side, that means we have to put some left and we have to move it on the right side. So let's try to first make visible. So everything will be visible so that we can fix. So I have all visible. Let's put some BR tag, more BR tag, so that I can see. So first one, I want to move to the right side and here somewhere on the right side of the hello dear. So I will inspect this element and I will say in the right, I will say, I have to say left of, let's say I will say 100%. Okay, so since the width of this is only limited to hello dear, so when I give 100%, it is moving exactly as we have hello dear. But since it's 100%, it looks exactly touching to each other. So I will give 105%. So it will be little bit on the right side of the hello dear. I give the left of 105%, and now we have to give something so that it moves little bit up. Let's put, if I put 0, it is going exactly same level as hello dear. So bottom part is going little more. So 0 will not really work. So we will give something in the minus so that it should move little bit upward so that it looks like it is in the center. So let's do minus 5 pixel. If I do minus 5 pixel, then you will see it is exactly looks like a hello dear in the center of this div. Let's say tomorrow you have bigger width kind of thing. You can make 10 pixel minus or minus 20 pixel depending on the size of each of the boxes. So now I moved the first one to the right side and we move top so that it should be exactly in the level of hello dear. 0 will not work because it will then mismatch with the hello dear. Since I want to look it like it is in center, this hello dear is in the center of this box, so I give top of minus 5 pixel. So let's put this class here in the right. Now second one, we want it to go to the left side, that is this side. So to go to this here, we will create one more class called as left, and I will say dot left. So I will refresh it. So first one is going in proper place. Let's fix the left one. So in the left one, I will say, since we have to move it to the left side, so I will say right is equal to 105%. When I say right equal to 105%, that means the whole thing will move on the left side. Second thing, I will give top of minus a pixel as we did in the previous case. So now it is moved to the left side. So if we want to give left, if we want to show it on the left side, then we will put these two properties. Let's put these two properties on the left side. Similarly, we need to make this third one to the top of this hello dear tree. Right now it's in the bottom. We need to make it top of the hello dear tree. So let's make it dot top. The third one I will make it top. To make it top, I will say okay, to make it top, I will say bottom equal to 105%. When I say bottom 105%, the whole thing will go to the top. Now I want to make this part looks like the center of the hello 3 dear. Right now, if you see, both are starting at the same level. So the top one doesn't look that it is in the center of hello dear 3. So to make it center, we will use left of 50% and margin left of how many pixel we have to say. The whole width of this black box is 120 pixel. So since we have to make it in the center, we will use the half. So I will say margin of left equal to minus 60 pixel. Once I say minus 60, so you remember, whenever we want to make center, we have to use these two properties. Margin left should be the half of the total width with the minus sign, and we have to use left of 50%. As soon as it use left of 50%, the top one goes in the center of this hello dear 3. Do you remember this part, left and margin left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we have to make center like this only. Always, whenever you want to make center, just remember left 50% and margin left minus size, half of the size of the width of the box. Now we will make bottom. Since it is already in bottom, but we need to adjust little bit as we want. So to make it bottom, we will use, let's refresh and we will make this bottom. This is already in the bottom, but then also we will fix something. Let's see. So we have box. Okay, we have to put bottom here. Okay, bottom is here. Let's put some properties on the bottom. We will say top of 100%. Since it is already there, but then also we will give additional thing, though it will not change anything on the div because it's already in the top 100% or 105% will give 105, so it will make little down. And then I will say left of, same thing, left of 50%, margin left of minus 60 pixel. It will go into the center, and this will make the bottom look like it is going in the center. So we will hide it again. We will hide the box so that it should look the tooltip effect. And whenever we hover the container, it will become visible. Let's refresh it. Now, if I move here, it's saying I'm in. Here it's saying on the left side. It's here on the top. It's saying the bottom. So we can give any position which we want. So just I'll give this one in the chat. You practice this little bit. This is very important one. Most of the interview, if they don't ask exactly tooltip, but they will ask something similar to positions. So this is a good exercise to do the position. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move to our JavaScript now. Sorry, I have to show JavaScript here only in the console.log. Let's open the console.log, and then I will show you the JavaScript here, console. So yesterday we saw, what we saw yesterday in the JavaScript, we saw arrow function, right? Now we will see something about ES6 function, but there is some default parameter in the ES6 function. So let's say if I create one function, and function is called add, and it's two parameter x and y, and I will say return x plus y. That is, it is adding the two numbers which I am passing, and I will also print. I will also print console.log x is x, and I'll say console.log y is y, and this is my function. Let's try to run this function and see how it happens. This is something I declare the function. Now I will run this one. Let's say I will say add 2, 3, and so it will say x equal to 2 and y equal to 3, and total is 5. Let's say if I pass add, I don't pass anything. Not x, not y. If I press enter, you will see x is saying undefined because we did not pass it, and y is undefined because we did not pass it. So this is the ES5 version, which we already do in our projects. We already use this kind of functionality in our projects. This is called ES5. Now in the ES6 version, they added something called a default value. If I create a function, let's say I create a subtract function, and I pass two values x and y, and I'll say console.log x is x, console.log y is y, and here I will return x minus y. I created a function, I put console.log x, console.log y, and return x minus y. But if I pass in the x one, if I pass x equal to, let's say for example 4, and I will say in the y case I will pass equal to 1, and I press enter. So I created the function, but here I am in the function definition, I am passing default value of x as a 4 and default value of y as 1. Now let's run the same way. If I call the subtract function, if I pass 10, 5, and if I press enter, it's saying x equal to 10, y equal to 5, and subtract. If we subtract 10 minus 5, it's a 5. But if I call subtract, I don't pass any parameter, and if I press enter, It is taking default parameter, default value, which is the 4 and 1, and it is giving value of 3. So we are not getting undefined. We are passing default value to the function. So in ES6 version, they improve the JavaScript by giving the default value to the function. Previously, JavaScript was not supporting this default value. Now with the new version of ES6, it is supporting the default value in the function. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will do more about this default value. Tomorrow we will do little more on this. And this is also very important thing. When we will go to the React or Angular 4, this default value will be, ES6 version. Whatever we are learning in the ES6 will be useful in them because they are written on the basis of ES6. So they are written in the basis of ES6 version of JavaScript. So right now you will feel, okay, it's okay, but they will be lot used in the React and Angular 4. And in interview also, they will ask a lot about this kind of thing. So let me put this in the notes and then we will move to our project. So we will see little bit more about this function with the default value tomorrow, which is very important topic. We'll see tomorrow. Let me give you the notes which we did here. I will put in the chat. Okay. So this is all about JavaScript today. Now we will move to our project. Okay. Yesterday we were doing this. Let's do a little bit more on the select statement so that I should be confident that you understood the meaning of select statement. Let's move to our project. Before doing anything, I will create some users. So let me open the register page and I will create some users. Let me delete all the users of the current users. Let me delete all the users so that I can show you. Some nice queries. I will delete all the records. Okay, let's create a new user. So first will be many@mkgalaxy.com. Password will be password. Password will be password. Name is Manish, for example. It's okay. Birth year I will put 1974 and I accept and I'll submit it. So it is getting registration successful. Let's add one more user. I will add, let's say, Kerry@mkgalaxy.com. Password is password. Confirm password is password. Kerry and P, for example, last name. I don't remember your last name. What is your birth year? I forgot.
70.
70, okay. And I click submit. Okay, we got 2 users now. Let's add one more so that we can play with 3 users. Kate@mkgalaxy.com. Password. Kate. What is your last name?
LIU.
Okay, I'll put L only. What is your year, birth year?
86.
1986. Okay, and I'll just submit. Okay, we have 3 users now. Let's go to the login and log in as a first user. Okay, so I will first log in as many@mkgalaxy.com. First thing which I want to tell you, when I click login button, I am opening here login. I am saving my email in the session called as username. What I am saving? I am saving email. What I am saving? Email. I am saving email in the username. I could also save my user ID. I could also save this user ID instead of email. If I change the select one, to user ID instead of email user ID will be saved in the username. So it's up to us. Remember, defaultly select the email. Dreamweaver defaultly put the email in the username, but we can also change it to user ID, which we will do in some future projects, not now. So I want to mention this thing to you that we can use user ID also instead of the email in the username. So when I click login in the session, right now what will be saved? My email address. I will click login and it's saying login success. Now I will go to the reminder page to create few reminders. Let's go to reminder page. So I will put a reminder for my son, for example, son@mkgalaxy.com. Hello, son, how are you? Something like that I will put. File link. Right now I'm not putting anything just because we are not really learning this part now, but I can choose any file in the Google Docs and I can put that which I want to share with my son. I will say active status. I will click submit. So it is going to list reminder page, but since we haven't built it, so it's showing empty. Again, I will go back. I will create reminder for my mom. So I'll say mom, hello mom, how are you? I will not put file link. I will make it active. I'll click submit. So let's give to my friend. Hello friend. I created 3 reminders for myself. If I go in database reminders, I see 3 reminders and it is created by user ID 1 because I am user ID 1. And I created three reminders. Let's go and log in as Gary. So let's go login success, and now I will go to reminder, new reminder. I will say for my friend. This is Carrie writing friend A at mkgalaxy.com. I'll put some message. A friend A, how are you? I will make it active and I'll click submit. I will go again and I'll say friend B and B and B and I'll say click submit. So 2 is fine. Let's refresh and see. Okay, so we got 2. Now I will go and log in as Kit. Login success. Now I will create few reminders. To my cousin A. Cousin A at mkgalaxy.com. Hello, how are you? I can write whatever message I want. Right now, I just want to say, I will create one more to cousin B. And I'll say submit. If I refresh, I will get 2 records, but user ID is 3. For Kerry, I get user ID 2. For many, I get user ID 1. So here, if I want to get all the records in the reminder, I will say select star from LR reminders. I will not put any where clause, and if I run this, it will give all the records to me. If I want all the records for many, so I will say select star from LR reminders where user ID is equal to 1. When I say this user ID equal to 1, I will get all records of many. So I'm getting 3 records of many. If I want all the records of Harry, I will say select star from LR reminders where user ID is equal to 2. That is 2. It's showing all the records of Kerry. If I want to show all the records of Kate, I will say LR reminders where user ID is equal to 3. So I will get all the records of Kate. But since we don't have user ID in the session, so I want to show the records of the Kate. So how will I do that? So to do that, we have to join these two tables. If I was knowing the user ID, whether I would be joining it or no. Right now, I don't know the user ID. If I know the user ID, I can directly get the records of 1 user, 2 user, 3 user. But since in my Dreamweaver, I'm saving email in the session, so we don't have user ID for that user who is logged in. Since I don't have logged in user ID, I'm using two tables. I'm joining the two tables to get the email from LR user and all the records for that user from the LR reminder table. But I am saying if I would have got the user ID, whether is it required to join the two table or it was okay to use only one table?
One table.
Only one table. If I know the user ID, I can use only this statement, directly this statement. No need to join the two tables. But since I don't have the information user ID, therefore I am joining the two tables. Now how to join the two tables? I will use select star from table 1, whatever table 1 is there, and I will use inner join table 2 on table 1. We have to see which is a common field. Here the common field is user 1, user ID. Here the common field is user ID. So I will say table 1 dot user ID is equal to table 2 dot user ID, where in the where, since we have email only for that user, so I can say table 2 dot email is equal to whatever email I have. For example, many@mkgalaxy.com. Now what is the table 1? Table 1 is LR reminders. And what is the table 2? We have table 2 as LR users. So this statement will be common in almost every case whenever we will be joining. We will be joining with two tables and we will be joining on the basis of the common field. So all the tables might have some common field where we can join it. And I will say LR users.user ID. Table 2 is LR users.email equal to mkgalaxy.com. Since we don't have user ID, first we go to the LR reminder and we were joining with LR user where both user ID is same and we are checking if email is what we want. And if I run this, it will first go and see which email is there. And if it founds the email in the here in the users table, it will get the user ID and take this user ID and join the LR reminder with the user ID. So it is same. This one is same as this one, first one. Only things here we have email address and here we have user ID. So this and this will give the same result. Since we don't have user ID, so we are using this bigger way to find the user ID, and then we are taking that user ID and going to the LR reminder to get all the records. If I run this, it will be showing the records for myself. If I put Kerry in the email and if I run this, it will showing the for the user ID 2. Similarly, if I put Kate, and it will go here and it will show the records for Kate. So you need to understand that since we don't have user ID, we are using two tables to join, and we will pass the condition email equal to whatever email we have to get the results. So I'm copying this and I'm pasting in the chat. Now, if I go to Dreamweaver, Let's go to the list reminder. I will delete this record set reminders. So we will create again. So this is my list reminder. I will create the record set. In the record set, I will first go to simple and I will say RS reminder. If I know the user ID, then what will I do here? I will select the LR reminder table and I will say user ID equal to whatever user ID I know. Let's say if I want to see the user ID for 1, I will put user ID equal to 1 and I will test it. I will get all the records of user ID 1. If I know that user ID is 2, I will put +2 and I will test it. I will get all the records for user ID 2. But we don't know the user ID. So what we will do? We will use this query. We will use this query in the advanced version of the Dreamweaver. Here we have advanced version. Whenever you have more than one table to do, you cannot do this in this part. You have to go to advanced version and you have to build the query here. So we have the query. We know the query is this one. I will copy this query and I will paste it here. Now, the query is fine. If I click the test, it will show me Kate's records. But Kate will not be always logged in. We have to use the person who is logged in. So how to use the person who is logged in? So instead of kate@mkgalaxy.com, I will put some name, any name. Just choose any name. So I will say cold name. This is the Dreamweaver's favorite. We put cold name. But you can choose any name, XYZ, blah, 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 ta, anything you can put in here. This is the dynamic value which will come who is logged in. So I just put cold name here, and here I will tell what exactly cold name means. So I will click +1 and I will say name is cold name. Default value I will put -1. I can put many also, default value many at mkgalaxy.com. I can put it as at mkgalaxy.com. But since I don't want to pass any default value, I don't want to show anything if a user is not logged in. So I'll put default value as -1. And the runtime value is the exact value which we want to pass. Now tell me, what is the runtime value here? Runtime value means if I am logged in, many should go, many at mkgalaxy.com. If Kate is logged in, Kate at mkgalaxy.com should go. If Carrie is logged in, Carrie at mkgalaxy.com should go. So what should I put here which will contain my email or Kate's email or Carrie's email? So what should I put in the runtime value?
username.
username, and it is in the session. So I will say $_session and I will username. So what it means, full name is the email which comes in this variable. What is the variable name? $_session username. And if we don't pass this variable, then take the default value of -1. So let's say tomorrow we don't have anything in the username. Somehow it got deleted, for example. Somehow it is empty. Then what it will take? It will take -1. But since we are logged in, then we have the value in this variable, and so it will take that variable, that value which it has. For example, if I am logged in, this variable will have many at mkgalaxy.com. If Carrie is logged in, it will take Carrie at mkgalaxy.com. So whoever is logged in will get the value in this variable, and we are putting this variable in the runtime value. And I will click OK. So instead of cold name, this value will go inside when we run this page. Is this part clear?
Yeah. What if there are multiple people logged in? Is that fine too?
No, at one time only one person can log in. Means in your browser you will be logged in. In my browser I will be logged in. So you will see your session will be your name. My session will be my name. So in one browser, no two person can log in. But you can log in from your different browser. I can log in from different browser.
So I couldn't log in like from a desktop versus a tablet?
Even in the desktop, if you use Chrome browser, you can log in as one user. Firefox has a different user. Opera browser as a different user. So one browser can take only one user at one time. Then you have to log out and log in again if you want to log in as a different user. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So just practice this thing. This is very simple thing. Maybe you're doing first time, so you feel little difficult. But when you do more practice, you will understand this is very simple. And we will do this in many projects. So once we do many projects, it will be easy for you to grasp it. Since it is first time, so you will be feeling little difficult. But when you practice little more, then you can, you will be easily remembering each thing. I will click OK. Once I click OK, record set is created. Now what I will do? I will go here. Let me see the code. Okay, here is a P created. So after list reminder, I will go here. I will say insert application object, dynamic data, and dynamic table. Once I say dynamic table, it will ask me how many records you want to show on one page. You can say all records, or you can say 10 records per page, or you can say 25 records per page. It depends on you how much you want to show. So for example, I want to show 25 records at one time. Let's say some person is crazy. He may create 100 reminders. So we should have some facility of pagination also for that user. I will say click OK. So once I click OK, you will see all the fields are displayed here. I don't need many of the fields. So let's delete which fields I don't need. This cron flag is for our cron purpose. I don't need. I will select it and I will press delete button. Email flag one is for our purpose. We don't want it. I will delete it. Email flag one, I will delete it. Now you tell me login date is needed or no?
No.
No.
Because user wants to only see the message which he has created. Created date. This is the created date of the users table, which they don't need. This is a reminder table. We don't want it. Birth year, we don't need it. Vendor ID, we don't need it because this is something users table. They added both the fields from the user table and the reminder table. First name I don't need because I know my name. Password I don't need it. I know my password. I don't want to show. Email, this is my email which I log in. Since this is reminder table, I don't need email. I don't need to show user ID to the user. Reminder created date, that I can show because I want to show reminder created date. When you created the reminder, that is fine. Status I can show. That is it active or inactive? File I can show. Message I want to show. Email to I want to show whom I am sending the email. Title I want to show because based on title I will remember what is this. User ID I don't want to show. Reminder ID I don't want to show. This is hidden kind of thing. I will select the top one and I will make it bold. Okay. Now this table will not look good in real world because this is a table of normal HTML and we need to put some bootstrap to make it look nicer. But before I put some bootstrap table, let me refresh and see how it looks. So it is looking okay, not good, very good, but at least I can see what is there, but it doesn't look very good. So we need to put some good styling for the table. So I will go to the bootstrap and I will see how to create the table in the bootstrap. Let's go to CSS. I have tables. In the tables, if I like this pattern, I will use this part. I don't like this. This one is little good. I can use this one, or I can use this one, or I can use this one. I'm thinking which one I should use. I can use this one. Okay. So if I want to use this one, it's saying wrap the table around the div. Wrap the table with a div. So let's wrap the table with this div with this class. I will go to my Dreamweaver and I will wrap my table with table responsive. I will delete the border because this will be taken care of by Bootstrap, and I will put div after that. Sorry, I will end the div after the table. Ends. Okay, then what it is saying, put the class of table, and in the table I will say, oh man, I think it got deleted. It got deleted. Let's copy it again. It's a div class of table responsive, and table has class of table. And after table ends, I close my div tag. Let's try to add. Kind of. Yeah, this one. I want this table strip. I like this part. So in the class, I will also say table strip, and now we will see how it looks. Yeah, so now it looks much better. So this is what it should look, kind of thing. Though when it grows, the file link will be very big. So we will tackle that afterwards, how to tackle the file link if it is very big. Right now, I don't want to tackle that one. And since after 25 records, it will not show more. So we need to put pagination also. So to put pagination, I will go to the application object, and I will go to record set paging, and I'll put record set navigation bar, and I'll click OK. Then I'll go again insert, and I'll say display record count, navigation status of records this to this of total records. If I refresh now, since it is less than 25, so it will not show pagination, but it is showing records 1 to 2 of 2. Also, I want to give some message. Let's say, for example, if we don't have any reminder, we should say something that no reminder exists. So I can say no reminder in your list. And when I want to show this, when I don't have any records. So to check that if I have a record or no, I will go here and I will say show region. In the show region, I will say if record set is empty. That means if I don't have any record, I will press this one and I will choose the record set and I will say OK. So whenever I don't have any record, this table will be invisible, but this will be shown to the user. I will select the top part, and again I will go to the server behavior. I will say show region. If record set is not empty, that means some records are there, then show about table. So I will click not empty, and I click OK. So that means if we have records, it will show top part. If we don't have records, it will show this bottom part. Let's refresh it and see how it looks. Okay, right now we have records, so we are seeing it. If we log in as a new user, we will see this message, no reminder in your list. So depending on how we are logged in or not, we can see the message. Since we should be able to delete it and we should be able to edit it, I need to add 2 fields. I can put 2 columns on the right side, and I'll say one more column. One is called as edit, another one is called delete. Edit, delete. And here, right now, today we will not do edit and delete, but at least I will create link for each one. I'll put hash. Let's refresh it and see how it looks. Okay, so we have edit link and delete link. So if I want to edit this reminder, I will click this edit and make it status 1 or 0 or whatever I want to show, and I can delete it. If you remember, I put new line when creating it, but here it is showing everything in one line. So we need to fix that also. We should be able to show it in the new line. Since I have a big text message, I want to show the complete message. So I will click this message and go to the code view. And in the PHP, we have a special function to make the new line into BR tag. Since new line is not visible, that's the reason it is not taking. We need to convert into HTML. So I will say NL new line to BR. That means we are converting into BR tag, whatever are the new line. Since I put this enter, it is called new line. But in HTML, new line doesn't work. We need to convert into the BR. So this is a common function in PHP, which will convert new line to BR. Now if I refresh it, okay, I think it's not uploaded. Let's put it again. And then I will say, okay, it's not taking. Somehow it's not taking. Let me see if I'm reaching here. Okay, I'm clicking here, but I'm not able to display it. No, I put it in the one line only. Let's create a new reminder with multiple lines. I created in one line only. Okay. To family at mkgalaxy.com. I will put hello. Hi, how are you? So I'm putting now in 3 lines. We should be able to see 3 lines. So now I'm able to see 3 lines. If I don't put NL to BR, then I won't be able to see 3 lines. It will be 1 line only. Let's see. So if I refresh now, it will go in 1 line only, even though I put enter in the creation. So I have to put NL to BR here to make it in the new line. It will convert new line into BR tag, which is used in the HTML. Now it is in the 3 line. So I can see the message also, I can see the email also, I will be able to see the file link also. Since file link will be very long, so we need to do something here to make it, look shorter. That I will show you some other day, not today. Just right now, think whatever file link you will put, it will appear here, though it is a big one. But later on, I will show you how to make little smaller that file link. So now list reminder is done. We need to do edit and delete. Any questions on the list reminder now?
No.
No.
Will you be able to do same thing what I did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So remember, when I created this list reminder, Dreamweaver create some code. The top level code is called as restrict access to the page, so that it should be allowed only to the login user. And this bottom code, this part, is for the showing the records, this records. Even though you don't understand this in detail, maybe some things you may understand it, even though you don't understand this thing in detail. But remember, whatever project you work on, this kind of logic will be there. Let's say if you go in different companies, some developers will write in different way, some developers will write in different way. But ultimately, aim will be same. Whatever it is here, the whole aim will be same. Though they may have different syntax or they may be using different functions, but ultimately aim will be this part. So if you understand this part, which I will explain you after some days when you will be little more confident in doing the projects. So once you understand this part, wherever you go, you will be able to create the list part. If it's a Drupal, but internally something similar might be happening. Not exactly same, but it will be similar to this what we are showing here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow we will do edit and delete, because delete is very easy. Let's do delete now. Edit part we will do tomorrow. And then Monday or Tuesday we will go with cron and other things which is pending. And we have to change this whole top navigation. We have to change the title. Right now every page is giving untitled document. So we have to do some cleanup on the site. We have to do cron thing. So tomorrow we will do edit, and we'll start with cron also. A little bit of cron also we will do tomorrow. And if remaining cron we will do on Monday. So let's do delete. Delete is very simple. I will open the delete reminder. And here I will say, first I will put the restrict access because we don't want other person to delete it. I'll say restrict access to the page, username and password. And if you don't have username and password, go to users page and go to login page. And I'll say click. Restrict access to page will be there on every page where you have member access. Since delete reminder will be for member access, then so we have to put delete reminder with the restrict access to the page. Now I will go and I will click the delete record button. And here I will choose the connection. I will choose the LR reminder. And reminder is the key column which is needed to delete. And after delete, we want to redirect it to the list reminder page. So once it is deleted, it will go back to the list reminder page. I will click OK. So my delete thing is done. Though I will modify this delete code little bit after few days when we will be changing their links in the top. This delete is almost done, but there is small problem with this delete page which I will fix after some days. Right now, just remember this delete will work fine and no problem will happen. But there is some problem which we need to fix. But right now, think it is working fine and it will work fine. But there is some tricks which we need to prevent. I will show you that later. But right now, it will work fine. And now, when I will go to list page, I will click the delete one. I will choose the delete link. And in the delete link, I will send the user to delete reminder page. I'll send the user to delete reminder page and I will pass reminder ID equal to which reminder I want to delete. And then I will go to the bindings panel. In the binding panel, I will choose the record set and I will choose the reminder ID and I will drag it to the reminder ID. So delete reminder.php gets one parameter in the URL called as reminder ID, which is equal to reminder ID of this record set. So that means if I have 10 reminders, this will be ID of each reminder. And we are passing this ID to the delete reminder page. Let's test this condition and see if everything is working fine or not. Now, if I click delete, this record will be deleted. Let's delete it. If I click delete, it's deleting the record and redirecting user to this page again. Let's delete this one also. Let's delete this one also. Now, since no record is there, it's saying no reminder in your list. Since we mentioned that if we don't have any record, just show no reminder in your list. So we deleted all the 3 records. So delete is working fine, but there is some problem with delete, which I will explain you when you will complete this project. But you can delete it. Now you saw it's deleting it, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it deleting it, right? So it's working, but there is one problem which will make our website not good. And why it is that, I will tell you once you complete the project. Because I want to ask from you, what is the problem with current delete? Whether this current delete is complete or there is some problem. You have to think on it. What can be the problem with the current delete one? I don't want to talk on that now. Let's complete the project and then we will fix the problem for the delete. Okay, so this is all about today, list reminder and delete. We did list reminder and delete. Tomorrow we will do edit part. And basically when you do this, today try to do this query a lot. Because this, if you understand this thing, it will be easy for you to move forward for other projects. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions on today's lesson?
No.